So I was going to say that we have many emotions coming outside of us. There are many voices that is emerging. Okay? So yoga means to become conscious of all the feelings, all the tendencies that emerge from us. Okay? There are so many feelings that emerge from us. So a jnani actually investigates these feelings. Okay, where do these feelings come from? And then he gradually understands that where these feelings come from is a place of spiritual position, which means it's eternal, it's knowledge, it's blissful. So he arrives at this conclusion. While a devotee, out of his faith in the Lord, he is able to connect all these feelings because he's conscious of the fact that Krishna is the absolute truth. He's able to connect all of these feelings back to its original source. And because of doing that, he gets the highest satisfaction. Why? Because his whole existence is fulfilled. It is on the right platform. Just like a bulb health is measured by how much it glows. Similarly, we can understand how much we are alive by seeing how happy we are every moment. So no one can be happy every moment by being in touch with this material atmosphere. One can actually live in eternal bliss if one comes in contact with the Supreme Lord through any of his expansions, as in the holy name or the book Bhagavatam or the Sadhu. So in this way, one can become actually purified. So when one is in contact with that source, one actually feels very enlivened. All the parts of the body becomes enlivened. Krishna talks about that. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin purush. What is it? Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin. All the dwarams of your body. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin. All the parts of the body will have light bulb. Right? That's what Krishna said. Prakashayati. Prakashayati. It will have light bulb. So the point being that one must be able to connect these feelings to the Lord, or direct these feelings in such a way on a lower situation so that he can fulfill the instructions of the spiritual master. But in some way or the other, I should do some continuous investigation of my feelings, or at least become aware of my feelings. Right now, I act on those feelings. If we act on those feelings, then what happens? Then we can never actually understand them. Right? If you enter a building, you cannot see the building from outside. So we should not enter the building. We should not enter those feelings. So when these feelings come, then what happens? We should try to actually understand, okay, this is my nature now. I like this for so long. Why do I like this? So in this way, one actually has a chance to introspect. But how do we introspect? By this happens in a split second actually. When feelings come, the 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 difference between feelings and action is very, very small, maybe microseconds. A feeling comes that I don't like this person, then immediately I act. The feeling and action time gap is very, very low. I immediately act. Feeling, action. That's it. That's it. It's very fast. So the person who can stop this very powerful way of feeling, right, is the spiritual master. Right? He's the person who can stop the flow of these feelings by his kripa. Only by kripa shakti can the flow of these feelings be stopped. And when this flow of beings is stopped, then you won't act on those feelings. Apuryamana masala pratishtham. Na kama kami. He won't act on these feelings by force, by the force of the instruction of the spiritual master. And by such a force, then one can see, oh, these were the nature of the feelings I had. And this is how they are changing. This is how they are giving me misery. In this way, you can study all of this yourself. You will realize it already. You don't have to do anything. If you see a thief, you will be able to chase away the thief yourself. You don't need training to chase away a thief, right? So similarly, when the feelings are stopped means they are paused. They are like, the flow is interrupted, okay? By the mercy, by the love of the spiritual master, by his kindness. Because we cannot do it by repression. We have to experience the love that the spiritual master has for us through his instructions. Instruction of the spiritual master is his love for us. There is no greater love the spiritual master has for us. I mean, of course, we should not think there is something. Spiritual master's love means he has to smile at me, he has to give me a rose. That's all there. Just like the best love that the father can show his drug addicted child is to ask him to stop drug addiction. That is the biggest kindness that the father can show to a child. Similarly, when we do that, then what happens? These material thoughts are sublimated. Shamaha. Shamaha means they are sublimated. And when they are sublimated, what happens is Apuryamanam. What is this shloka? Very beautiful shloka. This is Upashamam Anartham Upashamam Sakshat Bhagavad Bhakti Yogatha. Anartham Upashamam. Upashamam means all the anarthas become stopped. Upashamam. And then what happens? Anartham Upashamam Sakshat Bhagavad Bhakti Yogatha. And then as soon as Anartha Upashamam Sakshat, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Then one can understand the Lord. And if you understand the Lord, then you will remember the Lord. Anta-kale smaran muktva kalevaram. Prayati mad-bhavam yati atra samsayah. That's what Krishna is saying. Anta-kale smaran muktva. Mam eva smaran muktva. How will this mameva shabdam come into fruition? How will it emerge fruitful? How will it emerge fruitful? When I get knowledge of the Lord, knowledge of the beautiful Lord, knowledge of the beautiful Lord. So when you have knowledge about something, you can never forget it. Just like you tell your son, I'll buy you a motor car. He cannot forget it. He's constantly, he gets to understand what a motor car is. Somehow he's seen some video on YouTube or his friend showed him. He cannot forget it. Constantly he's asking you in the night when he's waking up, taking him to the bathroom in the night. But then he's telling, will you buy a motor car for me? Is it not? So when you get knowledge of even something as insignificant as a motor car, one constantly thinks of it. So just understand, if you have knowledge of the Supreme Lord, how can we forget him actually? If you get information about what the Supreme is, right now we don't have information, right? Or even if the information is there, we are not able to experience that information. We are not able to have anubhavam of that information because of the anartha. Anartham upashamam. Upashamam is not happening. It is not getting sublimated. But when it becomes sublimated, then what happens? One can immediately see the lotus feet of the Lord. One can understand what it means to be supreme. Right? What is the artham of the supreme? You see? So we should, we should not think this remembrance is like I have to remember, like say I'm remembering my child always. So Krishna is asking me to remember him like that. No, remembering a child means I'm remembering only the form of the child. Because the form is temporary, the remembrance is also temporary. Is it not? And the behavior of the child that is connected to the form is also temporary. And because of that, I'm not able to understand that. And that is not fulfilling completely. It is lacking in many other ways. It is not the supreme. It is not complete. It is not purnam. So one is not able to remember something continuously. When can you remember something continuously? When you understand when you understand the meaning of supreme. Param drishtva nivartate. So when we see param drishtva, after you see the Lord, after the sadhu shows you the Lord, nivartate. I went from Kanyakumari to Kashmir to get something. But After param drishtva, though I traveled so long, I struggled so long to go for seeing Dal Lake Sanctuary, I feel like param drishtva nivartate. Again comes back even without seeing, going for tour. Similarly, though I have struggled so much to gather so many things in this material world, I've come a long, long, long way. So because we have invested in something, right, we don't feel like returning back, right? So it's very difficult to give up what we have think we have earned. So naturally, when we are told from the Bhagavad Gita, you surrender, you this, you that. So what memory we usually get is that we think, oh, when I give up something, what I've earned so judiciously, so passionately, and now Krishna's taking everything away from me. So that type of misunderstanding creeps in. So one must understand the Supreme first. What does it mean to have the Supreme? That the Sadhu Guru will reveal it to us. How will he reveal? One cannot do anumanam and understand this. One can only understand this knowledge by seva, by service. So when we serve the Sadhu implicitly, then what happens? This knowledge is revealed into the heart, unto the heart. And when there is knowledge, anta-kale mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Why anta-kale? Because sada sarva kaleshu. He is always remembering the Lord, and during death also Krishna will help him to remember him. He wants to remember Krishna out of love. That is why Krishna allows to remember him. Right? Krishna facilitates my desire. So the devotee desires to love Krishna out of his excessive. He cannot tolerate the separation from the Lord even for a kshanamatra api kalpasahasram anyamanaha. So in this way, one must understand this remembrance that Krishna is asking us of is not remembrance of a material form or remembrance of a material concept. It is not anything of that. Okay? One can remember something continuously only if he knows it is the Supreme. If you have any doubt it is the Supreme, then your mind will think, what if this is not the Supreme? Let me get distracted by something else. Right? So, unless I know for certain it is Supreme, I can't actually think about it constantly. It's not possible. It's not possible to think of something constantly if I am not ascertain that there is nothing superior to it. Yam ladvat aparam labham anyatena adhikam tataha. And how do we understand that Krishna is supreme? By the mercy of the sadhu again. Somehow you have to go and find a sadhu and then serve him. Then I will understand Krishna is the supreme. So this knowledge is the Uttama knowledge. So we have to understand the meaning of supreme. The meaning of supreme is Janmatyasya gatonvayat itartasartheshu abhigyaswarat tere brahma hridaya adikavaye mukhyanti yat surayah. Everything emerges from him. Everything rests on him. Right? All feelings abide in him. So we should have this avikalpa jnanam or Advaya Tattva Jnanam, right? So this knowledge about the Lord. Sometimes people think this love is something sentimental. No, this is knowledge about the Lord. Unless one has firm knowledge about the Lord, one cannot think of the Lord properly. One cannot think of the Lord properly. One must have very, 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 very firm, proudham. They will say this word. Proudham means very firm, very firm. Right? That when you have that firm knowledge, this is supreme. Again, it is not information, it is not mental adjustment. It is knowledge that there is nothing superior to Krishna in terms of experience, in terms of feeling, in terms of everything that I feel is already a part of him. Everything I'm hankering for is already a part of him. Anything I want in terms of love, stability, everything is already a part of him. Okay, so when one has this knowledge, then one will give up all other attempts to pursue any other pleasurable object as any other objects as pleasurable. And then in his heart of the hearts, he'll be able to rejoice at the lotus feet of the Lord and then enjoy everlasting ecstasy. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions or comments? Okay, thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranam.
You, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dhanavad pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.